Welcome back to your daily therapy. Listen up. You're here because you're tired of pouring yourself out for people who treat your presence like it's optional. You're here because deep down, you know it's time for a shift. A seismic shift that pulls you out of their orbit and puts you right back in control of your life. Today isn't just another day to talk about the same old tips. No, today is about embracing a new mindset, one rooted in power, silence, and the kind of inner peace that makes people question if they ever knew you at all. Let's start with a hard truth. People value what's just out of reach. We're wired that way. Give too much of yourself and watch as they start taking you for granted. But when you step back, when you move in silence and let them feel the emptiness you leave behind, everything changes. It's not about revenge. It's about rediscovering your worth and watching as the world reshapes itself around you. Remember, silence isn't empty. It's full of answers. And today, you're going to learn how to make silence work in your favor. The power of absence. Have you ever noticed that people are most interested in the things they don't understand? Just think about it. Luxury items become desirable not just because of their quality, but because of their scarcity. People line up for things they can't easily have, things that make them feel they're achieving something rare. That's exactly how people work in relationships too. As long as you're always there, always available, they start seeing you like a book they've already read cover to cover. But the second you step back, the mystery returns. Suddenly, you're not so easily defined, not so accessible, and that's when they start wondering. When you choose silence over explanation, absence over availability, you disrupt their expectations. And it's that disruption that creates power. Imagine this. You're the sun, always shining, but they've started taking that light for granted. But when clouds cover the sky and your warmth fades, they suddenly realize the depth of your presence. Absence makes people feel, and feeling creates a longing they can't ignore. When they can no longer predict your every move, they're left with one unsettling question. What happened? Why silence is a power move. Silence, if you use it right, is a currency. While some people are busy broadcasting their lives, spilling their every emotion, you're choosing restraint. You're building tension without saying a word. Think of it as a game of chess. When you make every move strategically and deliberately, the other player can't help but hang on your every turn. They're watching you, studying you, trying to anticipate what you'll do next. Your silence becomes their mental prison. They replay past interactions, search for clues, and that's when they realize they don't know you as well as they thought. This isn't about playing games or winning. This is about respect. Respect for yourself and the boundaries you create. Silence is a way to reclaim your power, to show that you don't need to explain your every choice, your every mood, your every thought. You're not a book that's open to every reader. You're a vault, and only those who are worthy get the combination. Remember, not everything needs to be spoken. Some things are meant to be felt. And the weight of your silence will be felt far louder than any words you could ever speak. Be a fortress, not a doormat. Have you ever been to an ancient fortress? Those walls are thick, impenetrable, and guarded against anyone who doesn't belong. You need to adopt that same resilience with your energy. People only value what they can't easily access. Imagine if that fortress had a revolving door. Would it still hold the same mystique, the same sense of strength? Absolutely not. You're a fortress, and fortresses aren't built for everyone to walk in and out freely. They stand tall, powerful, and unyielding. From now on, you need to embody that strength. Stop explaining, stop justifying, and stop chasing. When someone asks why you're not as available, just smile and say, "I've got things I'm focusing on." No details, no apologies. Let your actions be a mystery and let them wonder what's going on inside those walls. That's when people start craving access, start longing to be let back in, shifting the power dynamic. Think about the way magnets work. One magnet chasing another will only push it further away. But if you pull back, if you hold steady, that same magnet will be drawn back to you, pulled in by an invisible force. The power of attraction lies not in pursuit, but in restraint. This isn't about manipulation. It's about reclaiming your position in relationships. You don't need to chase anyone who doesn't see your value. Because here's the kicker. When you stop seeking validation, when you stop begging for attention, you actually become the magnet. People are naturally drawn to those who are secure in their value, and that's exactly where you're heading. Stoicism, the art of inner strength. Here's something the ancient Stoics understood well. Control what you can and let go of the rest. You can't force people to appreciate you, but you can control how much of yourself you're willing to give. Every time you say yes to something that drains you, you're saying no to your own peace. When you practice Stoicism, you learn to stay grounded, to hold on to your energy like it's gold. You stop reacting to every slight, every game, every breadcrumb of attention thrown your way. Stoicism teaches you to hold steady, to be the eye of the storm. Imagine yourself as a mountain. No matter how fierce the winds blow, no matter how loud the thunder roars, the mountain remains unmoved. That's who you're becoming. You're building resilience so solid that even if someone tries to shake you, they can't even scratch the surface. People respect that kind of strength, and it's a strength that's earned, not given. A new era of self-respect. As you step back, as you go silent, as you reclaim your energy, you'll feel a shift. You'll realize that your worth was never tied to someone's fleeting attention. You'll come to see that true value is found in how deeply you respect yourself. You'll feel a peace that isn't shattered by someone else's opinion, a calm that isn't disturbed by whether or not they call or text. This is the beginning of a new chapter, where you're no longer waiting in the wings, no longer holding out for someone else's approval. You're stepping into your own light, writing your own story, and trusting that the right people, the people who see your worth, will find their way to you without a single chase. Mantras have a unique power. They anchor your mind, reinforce your strength, and shift your entire energy. So here's yours. I am a fortress, not a doormat. I step back. I stay silent. I let them beg. Write this mantra in the comments. Let it sink in and feel the shift begin. Remember, silence isn't passive. It's powerful. It's the subtle force that speaks without words, commands respect, and draws in exactly what you deserve. Stand strong in your silence and watch what unfolds around you. You'll be amazed at who comes running back, realizing they missed their chance. We pour our hearts and effort into bringing you content that empowers and uplifts. If this message resonates with you, show your support, like the video, and subscribe to our channel. Your support keeps this journey going, helping us reach more people who need to hear this. Number 1. Ditch the thirst. Play it cool. Ever notice how the things you chase always seem to slip further out of reach? It's like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. The more desperate you get, the harder it becomes to grasp. When it comes to people, the same rule applies. The more you thirst for their attention, the less they seem to care. You might think you're showing devotion, but from the outside, it can look like desperation. And let's be honest, Desperation is a fast way to get overlooked. As the saying goes, the less you reveal, the more people can wonder. When you're constantly reaching out, liking every post or responding in seconds, you're broadcasting that their attention matters more to you than your own self-respect. You're telling them that their validation is essential to your happiness, and people pick up on that. Humans are wired to desire what they have to work for, so why give away your worth for free? Cool confidence speaks volumes. It says, "I'm valuable and I don't need your approval to know it." Let's cut straight to it. People respect mystery. Think about it. When someone's always there, always available, they're easy to take for granted. But when you step back, when you stop chasing, an interesting shift happens. The silence you create starts to stir questions in their mind. They'll wonder, why aren't they reaching out? Did I lose them? You're creating a powerful contrast between being easily available and just disappearing. It's the mystery that makes them curious and keeps you on their mind. The first step in mastering this mindset is to stop letting every beep, notification, or update dictate your emotions. Play it cool, step back, and let them feel your absence. A little distance goes a long way. Not only does it reclaim your energy, but it shifts the entire dynamic. They'll notice when you're no longer at their beck and call. That's when they start asking themselves what went wrong, and in that questioning, they begin to value you more. Instead of throwing your energy toward them, pull it back and use it to build yourself up. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the more we value things outside our control, the less control we have. In this case, that thing is their attention, and by letting go of it, you gain control over your emotions and self-worth. When you let go of the need to be noticed or validated, you'll discover something incredible. Self-respect feels way better than anyone's attention ever will. The thrill of being valued is nothing compared to the peace of knowing you're not dependent on someone else's validation. When you play it cool, you shift from the seeker to the prize. And that's exactly where you want to be. As you pull back, remember, this isn't about playing games or manipulation. It's about choosing yourself every time. Each time you feel the urge to reach out or chase, take a breath and remind yourself, I am enough, and I don't need their validation to prove it. That is the core of self-respect, the very thing that makes you powerful and magnetic. Remember, attraction works best when you're standing firm, when you're unbothered and focused on what's best for you. Stand tall in your worth, knowing that real power isn't in chasing, it's in owning your value. Remind yourself that the strength you hold isn't dependent on anyone's attention. It's in the quiet confidence of being enough on your own. Every time you feel the urge to reach out or seek validation, remember this: you are worthy, you are whole, and you are your own prize. Say it with conviction. I am my own prize, unshaken and complete. Drop this mantra in the comments to affirm it to yourself and to anyone watching. Your power is yours, and there's no need to chase. Number 2, keep your cards close. Let them guess. They think they know you, but here's the truth. They only know what you allowed them to see. Imagine the power of silence, the strength in holding back, in making them wonder. The less you reveal, the more they want to know. That's the game changer. Keep your cards close and let them guess every move. Once they realize they've lost their all-access pass to you, they'll feel that void, and trust me, they'll want back in. When you reveal everything, when every thought and feeling is on display, they have no reason to wonder, no reason to chase, no reason to value what's in front of them. But the second you go quiet, that's when things shift. The silence will speak louder than any words, and it'll linger in their mind like a mystery they need to solve. They'll wonder, what's changed? Why don't they tell me everything anymore? That curiosity will grip them, pulling them in, making them question how well they really know you. Mystery creates wonder, and wonder is the basis of man's desire to understand. When you step back and stay silent, you're creating the space for them to see just how much of their world relied on your openness, your availability, your willingness to share. And now they're left with blanks, and it's driving them crazy. This is the true essence of Stoicism. You control your own world, your own reactions, your own inner peace. And no one else gets a say. Maybe they took your presence for granted, felt secure that you'd always be there. But by pulling back, you're showing them that your world doesn't revolve around them. You're showing them that you're complete with or without their attention. Silence can be your strongest statement. It's not about ghosting, it's about guarding your energy, protecting what you've built within yourself. This isn't manipulation, it's wisdom. A wise person knows when to speak and when to hold back, when to reveal and when to let others guess. The less they know, the more they'll think, and that's where the power shifts. When you give people unlimited access to your life, they lose respect for the value of that access. But when you go silent, you're reintroducing the scarcity of you, and scarcity makes people crave. Now, ask yourself, are you ready to reclaim your privacy? Are you willing to step back, to leave them wondering, to let them feel the absence they once didn't even notice? This is your move. Make it powerful. Imagine the difference when they start to notice you're not there, at their beck and call. When they realize your attention was never a given, it was a gift. The truth is, by keeping them guessing, you're not just protecting your own peace, you're teaching them the value of it. You're showing them that if they want to be part of your world, they'll need to earn their place back. And whether they ever do or not, that's not even the point. This silence, this mystery, is for you. Say it out loud, feel it deeply, let it resonate. I move in silence. I owe no one my truth. Let this be your guiding mantra. Every time you're tempted to explain, to reach out, to overshare, remind yourself that your silence speaks volumes. Guard your peace fiercely. You're worth every ounce of the mystery you create. Now, if this message resonates with you, if you feel the power in stepping back and letting them guess, then drop this phrase in the comments below. I move in silence. I owe no one my truth. Make it real. Claim this mindset and share it with those who need to hear it. And if you're ready to take control, to guard your energy and make them wonder, show some love by liking this video. Hit that subscribe button and let's keep building this journey together. Your silence will echo louder than any words. Number 3. Master your minutes. Make them earn your time. Time is what we want most, but what we use worst. William Penn. Imagine if, starting today, every minute you spent was like money in the bank, growing in value the moment you decided to invest it in things that truly matter. No more giving it away for free. No more letting others decide how you spend it. When you make people earn your time, they see your worth more clearly. Because here's the truth. People value what they have to work for, and your time should be no exception. Think of all the hours you've spent waiting for that one message, rearranging your plans for someone who doesn't even value your presence, putting your life on hold just because someone snaps their fingers. No more. Today is the day you take back your minutes and make them precious. Today, you become the architect of your schedule, directing your time where it deserves to go, towards people, projects, and goals that feed your growth, peace, and joy. Time is finite, and when you begin to guard it, others will start to respect it. When you're no longer at their beck and call, they'll realize that your time isn't a free pass. Instead of bending over backward for those who took your energy for granted, you start to put yourself first. And trust me, when they feel that distance, they'll realize what it's like not to have you readily available. Here's the beauty of it. When you protect your time, you elevate yourself. You stop operating on someone else's terms and create a life that moves to your own rhythm. This isn't about making them chase you. It's about showing them that your time is worth something, that every moment they get with you is a privilege. Make every hour count, not because you're hoping they notice, but because you're reclaiming your life. Say it with me. My time belongs to me. Let that phrase sink in. When you stop living your life in someone else's shadow and start owning your minutes, your entire energy shifts. Suddenly, you're harder to reach, more focused, more driven. And guess what? People are drawn to that. Your worth isn't up for negotiation, and your time isn't something you throw away on people who can't see it. This is your power. You deserve to be someone whose time is cherished, whose presence isn't taken lightly, and who doesn't spend precious minutes chasing anyone's attention. Live with that strength, and they will notice. But by the time they do, you'll be so focused on your own journey that whether they reach out or not won't even matter. Write it in the comments. My time belongs to me. Claim it, feel it, let it resonate. This is your new standard. Every time you feel the urge to make yourself too available, repeat this mantra and remind yourself of the value of your minutes. Write it in the comments as a declaration that you're stepping into a new mindset. And if this message is hitting home, if you're ready to stop handing over your time and start valuing every second, show your support. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's build a community of people who know their worth. Number 4, raise the bar. Don't settle for crumbs. Here's the hard truth. If you keep accepting scraps, you'll never get the feast you deserve. Too often, people settle for half-hearted efforts, thinking maybe someday it'll get better. Maybe they'll wake up and finally give you the attention and respect you've been waiting for. But listen, the world doesn't work that way. You get what you tolerate, as the saying goes. If you keep tolerating breadcrumbs, that's all you're ever going to receive. Imagine yourself at a grand banquet, but instead of being served a full, lavish meal, they toss you a few crumbs. Would you feel satisfied? Would you feel respected? Yet, that's exactly what we do when we accept minimal effort, excuses, or half-hearted attention from others. You've got to ask yourself, do you want a life that's just good enough, or are you ready to demand more? Are you willing to stand tall and raise the bar? Here's the secret most people miss. Raising your standards doesn't mean you're asking for too much. It means you know your worth. When you settle for less, you're sending a message to yourself and to the world that your value can be bargained down. It's time to stop accepting excuses, last-minute plans, and lack of appreciation. Instead, start showing the world that your time, energy, and presence are valuable and not just available to anyone. People respect what they have to work for. They respect those who demand high standards because it shows self-respect and self-worth. Don't fear being labeled as too much. That's what people say when they're unwilling to give you what you truly deserve. The right people will rise to meet your expectations, and the wrong ones will fade away. You'll find that those who genuinely value you will respect you even more for standing firm on what you want and deserve. The thing is, settling for less drains you, leaves you constantly hoping and waiting. But the moment you demand more and refuse to shrink to fit someone else's limited expectations, you take back your power. You put yourself in the driver's seat, steering your own life rather than being a passenger in someone else's story. It's time to step up, raise your standards, and send a clear message. You're done with the crumbs. Start telling yourself that you deserve more, and refuse to back down. No discounts, no settling. You're worth the full meal, not a quick bite that's convenient for someone else. When you stand firm, others will have no choice but to level up or step out. Here's what I want you to write and believe. I demand more and settle for nothing less. Let this be the mantra that anchors you. Every time you're tempted to lower your standards, remember this phrase. Every time you feel like compromising for someone who doesn't see your worth, hold on to these words. Let this message sink into every fiber of your being. You're worth it, and you don't need to accept anything that doesn't match your worth. Take a moment. Write, I demand more and settle for nothing less in the comments below. Let it be a promise to yourself and a statement to the world that you're no longer willing to accept less than you deserve. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's time to join a community that's focused on self-respect, growth, and not settling for anything that doesn't align with the best version of yourself. Stand tall, because from here on out, you're done with crumbs. You're here for the full banquet. Number 5, seal your lips. No explanations. Given. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is say, nothing. Imagine the strength in silence, the mystery, the confidence. It's easy to believe that we owe everyone an explanation for every choice we make. But here's a little truth for you. When you stop explaining yourself, you stop asking for permission. Silence, in its quiet power, sends a message that words never could. I'm in control of my own story. There's an old saying, silence isn't empty, it's full of answers. And it's true. The less you say, the more others are left to fill in the blanks, trying to piece together what you're thinking, what you're planning, and why you're no longer available at their beck and call. When they ask for an explanation and get only calm silence, they feel the shift in power. Suddenly, they realize they no longer have the privilege of access to your inner world, and that makes them crave it even more. Think of this as reclaiming your energy. Every time you explain yourself, you're giving away a piece of that precious energy to someone else, letting them in on decisions that are entirely yours to make. This isn't about being rude or dismissive. It's about finally understanding that you don't owe anyone an explanation for putting yourself first. When you stop explaining, you stop waiting for someone to validate your choices. Instead, you make decisions because they're right for you. You stand by your choices without wavering, and that's when the shift happens. People sense that you're unshakable. Your silence becomes a mirror, forcing them to confront their own behaviors and, more often than not, making them question why they ever took you for granted. Imagine someone asking why you didn't answer their call or respond to their text right away. Instead of scrambling to explain, you simply say, I was busy. No details, no justification, just a calm, unbothered response. That silence speaks volumes. It shows that you are confident in your boundaries and don't need anyone's approval. It's in that silence that they begin to realize they can't mess with your peace. Remember this: your time, your boundaries, your energy, these are yours to protect. Every time you explain yourself, you give someone permission to question your decisions, to negotiate your boundaries. But when you stay silent, you send a powerful message. You are done justifying yourself. As you embrace this step, remind yourself of this truth. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Your silence is your strength. It shows that you're solid, that you stand by your own choices. People will notice this shift, and the ones who can't handle it were never meant to walk beside you anyway. So, here's your mantra, your personal declaration. I move in silence. No explanations needed. Feel the strength in these words. Say it out loud. Let it sink in, and let this be your new reality. Whenever you feel tempted to explain, stop and repeat this to yourself. Write it in the comments below. Declare it for yourself, and let the world know that from now on, you'll protect your peace. I move in silence. No explanations needed. If this message resonates with you, hit that like button and subscribe to join this journey of empowerment. Because this is just the beginning. We're reclaiming our power, one silent step at a time. Number 6, glow up and keep them wondering. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you truly invested in yourself? Not to prove a point, not to make someone jealous, but for the sheer thrill of becoming the best version of you. Imagine the look on their face when they realize the person they took for granted is now thriving, glowing, and completely out of their reach. That's what this glow up is all about. Not for them, but for you. As they sit in the dark, wondering what's changed, you're out there reclaiming every ounce of your power and purpose. There's a powerful quote that fits this perfectly. The best revenge is massive success. Think about it. When you rise, not out of spite, but because you finally value yourself, everything shifts. It's not about playing games or pretending. It's about looking in the mirror and saying, I owe it to myself to shine. This glow-up isn't just about appearances. Sure, you're going to look better, but the real magic happens within. Start feeding your mind with the things that excite you, challenge you, and push you to grow. Begin treating your body like the temple it is. Eat well, move more, and watch how strength and resilience start to reflect in every part of you. When you're radiating with this inner confidence, trust me, they'll feel it, even if they don't see it. Don't broadcast every move. Let them feel your absence. Let them question what's different. As you build a life that doesn't revolve around them, they're going to sense the shift. This isn't about getting them back or making them jealous. It's about letting go so that you can finally step into the spotlight of your own life. The mystery will drive them crazy, and they'll begin to wonder if they ever truly knew you. And by then, it won't even matter to you. This isn't a show, it's a transformation. Every time you choose yourself over someone who doesn't see your worth, you reclaim a piece of your soul. It's like lighting a fire within that no one else can extinguish. Every step you take toward your glow-up, be it learning something new, setting healthier boundaries, or just being at peace, is a step closer to the life you were always meant to live. The best part? You're doing this in silence. No need to announce, no need to explain. Your energy will do all the talking, and before you know it, you'll be so far ahead that they'll be left to wonder if they ever had a chance to keep up. You are becoming a force to be reckoned with, unstoppable in your own skin, and that kind of power can't be ignored. Write this in the comments if you feel it deep within. I glow up for me. This is your mantra, a reminder that this journey is for you and no one else. Every time you're tempted to post for their attention or seek validation, say it to yourself. I glow up for me. Let them sit in their regret as you move forward, radiant and unapologetic. And if this message is hitting home, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this journey with someone who needs it. You're not just glowing up, you're evolving into the best version of you. Let's make it happen together. Number 7. Learn to say no and mean. It ever feel like you're stuck in a loop of people-pleasing, bending over backward for everyone but yourself? It's time to snap out of that cycle. Because here's the truth. Every time you say yes when you really want to say no, you're trading away a piece of your peace. You're letting someone else write the story of your life, while your needs and dreams sit in the shadows, waiting to be acknowledged. As the saying goes, if you don't set boundaries, people will set them for you. And trust me, they will, until you're nothing more than a convenience, an afterthought in someone else's world. Learning to say no isn't about becoming cold or unapproachable. It's about taking back control, putting your well-being first, and showing others that you respect your own time. When you say no and mean it, you send a clear message. I value myself too much to compromise my boundaries. The people who respect you won't ask for explanations or try to talk you into changing your mind. They'll respect your space and your choices. But those who keep pushing, who try to guilt trip or pressure you, they reveal that they're only interested in what they can get from you, not in who you are or what you need. Understand this. The power of no goes beyond just turning down an invite or declining a favor. It's a powerful declaration of independence. Saying no reaffirms your priorities, giving you the space to pursue what truly matters to you. The time you reclaim by setting boundaries allows you to pour your energy into your growth, your peace, and your passions. Imagine the strength in being able to say, I choose myself, without any shame or second thoughts. There will be people who won't like this change. They'll say you've become selfish or too difficult. Good. That's their response to losing control over your time, to realizing they no longer have free, unlimited access to your attention. And honestly, if they can't handle a no, they don't deserve a yes. As Warren Buffett said, the difference between successful people and very successful people is that very successful people say no to almost everything. You're not here to cater to everyone. You're here to live a life that fulfills you. Think about it. When was the last time you said yes just to avoid a confrontation, only to regret it later? Imagine how different your life would be if you replaced even half of those automatic yeses with firm, unapologetic no's. It would be like lifting a weight off your shoulders, freeing yourself to live life on your terms. The truth is, every no that protects your time and energy is a yes to your future, a yes to the life you actually want. So here's what I want you to remember. My time is precious. I say no and mean it. This isn't just a phrase, it's a declaration of self-respect, a mantra that reclaims your power. Write it in the comments below, loud and clear. I say no and mean it. Let's fill this space with reminders of our strength, our worth, and our determination to protect what's ours. And if this resonates with you, if you're ready to stop handing out your time and energy like spare change, then make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel. Together, we're building a mindset that's unshakable, rooted in respect for ourselves. Join us in this journey to reclaim your time, to live unapologetically, and to finally become the main character in your own life. Number 8. Stay unbothered. Be emotionally untouchable. Ever noticed how people crave control over your emotions? They throw in a few words, ignore your message, or push your buttons just to see if you'll flinch. But here's the secret weapon. Emotional untouchability. When you stay cool and unbothered, you turn the tables on anyone who thought they could sway you. Remember, he who angers you controls you. Let that sink in. If someone can stir your peace, they hold power over you. But the moment you choose not to react, you reclaim that power. Emotional independence is your unbreakable armor. This isn't about being cold. It's about choosing who and what gets a reaction from you. When you keep calm and collected, it drives them wild with wonder, because nothing's more intriguing than someone they can't figure out. The truth? People who enjoy control feed off your reactions. If they see you're affected, they've won a piece of you. They'll push, prod, and pull just to get under your skin. But the second you stop reacting, the game is over. That silence, that steady calm, it speaks louder than any words ever could. Suddenly, they're the ones losing sleep, wondering why they no longer have a hold on you. You don't need to argue, explain, or prove a thing. Emotional untouchability is strength wrapped in silence. Every time you choose peace over drama, composure over chaos, you're building an iron wall around your mind that no one can breach. So, here's the mantra to hold close. I am in control. Let these words become your daily armor, a reminder that no one has the power to disturb your inner calm without your permission. Write it out, feel the strength of those words, I am in control, and let them fuel you as you step forward with unshakable confidence. If you're ready to take back your power, drop this in the comments below. I am in control. Say it loud, say it proud, and let the world know you're done letting anyone play with your peace. Number 9, be the prize. Let them chase you. Stop chasing the wrong things. The right things will catch you. Here's the truth. You've been running, scrambling, bending over backwards just to get noticed. But the second you stop, something remarkable happens. You become the mystery, the one they can't quite pin down. People are drawn to what they can't have on a whim, to those who know their worth and don't settle for less. They are mesmerized by confidence, by self-respect, by someone who doesn't bend at every little push. Instead of running after anyone's validation, become the prize they can't ignore. Imagine yourself as a magnet, standing still, solid, powerful. You're no longer looking for scraps of affection or approval. You've built a world that doesn't revolve around others' attention, and guess what? That self-sufficiency is magnetic. People will be drawn in, unable to resist the pull of someone who knows their value. You're not here to chase. You're here to attract, to live, to shine without needing applause. Let them watch you, wonder about you, even feel the sting of your absence. That's how they realize what they've lost. Being the prize means setting standards, walking away from what doesn't serve you, and never compromising for anyone's half-hearted effort. You don't need to prove yourself to anyone. When they realize you're no longer in the wings waiting, they'll start chasing, wondering if it's too late, craving a place in your life on your terms. Now, let this message sink into every corner of your mind. I attract. I don't chase. Take this phrase to heart. Let it fuel your energy. Imagine the strength you'll feel, the calm confidence that takes over when you fully embrace this truth. Stand still, stand tall, and let everything you deserve come to you. Say it with conviction. Feel it in your core. I attract. I don't chase. Write this in the comments if you're ready to stop running and start thriving. Let this be your anthem, your new path forward. Every time you're tempted to chase, remind yourself who you are, the prize, the one they'll regret losing. If this message hit home and sparked something inside you, don't let it stop here. By liking this video and subscribing to the channel, you're not just supporting our journey, you're committing to yours. You're choosing to build a life filled with strength, confidence, and true self-worth. Every like and every subscription helps spread this powerful message, reaching others who may be feeling lost or undervalued, just like you once did. So join our community, stand tall, and take the first step to embracing the strength that's already within you. Let's rise together, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's build a future where we all know our worth.